Hello everybody, welcome to my videos. My name is Jamie from This Games. Today we're doing a memories video. Okay, now I have done a few memory videos already on my channel, but I'm thinking about doing a part 2 for some of those series. But anyway, in the meantime, it's focusing on arcades. Going to be 10 memories, no particular order, just 10 memories of arcades I remember very well from the older days. Basically the ones I played the most, the ones I enjoyed the most. But anyway, we'll start with number 1 on the list. This is This Games, Arcades Memories video. Let's go. There we go, first one on the list, Pac-Land, copyright 1984, Namco, all rights reserved. Okay, so the game is Pac-Land, 1984, side-scrolling arcade platform game, developed and released by Namco. Controlling Pac-Man, the player must take it to the end of the stage and return a lost fairy back to its home in Fairylands. The Pac-Land must avoid obstacles such as falling logs and fire-walking fire hydrants along with enemies, the Ghost Gang. Using large power pellets, will cause the ghost to turn blue, allowing Pac-Man to eat them for additional points. And it would be a Pac-Man game without eating ghosts for additional points. Brilliant game, absolutely love it. Now this video is not in any particular order. It's just 10 games I remember very much from the older days. Basically it's a memories video, ones I played the most, ones we enjoyed playing the most. But anyway, this game is timed. We'll try and make it to the end. Break time. There you go. And the fairy is released. There we go, job done. Pac-Land was a commercial success in arcades, becoming one of the top 5 highest grossing arcade games in 1995 in the United States. It got received for credits for its colourful graphics, stage design, and its soundtrack. Although it was criticised for its difficulty. It was cited as an important game in the platform game genre, paving the way for such games to follow, such as Super Mario Bros., Ghosts and Goblins, Alex Kidd, and Wonder Boy. It was ported to several home consoles and computers, including the Family Computer, PC Engine, Commodore 16, Commodore 64, and Atari Lynx. It's the first platform game in the Pac-Man series, followed by Pac-Man 2 New Adventures in 1994. But this game is timed, but you press forward twice so you can sprint, a bit like Super Mario Bros. But anyway, a great game, superb. We didn't get far though. But watch that time limit. It's going very quickly, but we are running really quickly as well. There we go. Any remaining time, which is not a lot, is then converted into points. But again, a brilliant game, superb memories. Now this was the bit in the old days. We never ever got past it. We didn't know how you're supposed to do it. We never ever made that jump. Now we tried jumping on it, running on it, sprinting and jumping onto it. We never got past it, and it's still a mystery to this day. Now there really isn't many options here. You've got to jump onto the board, but how do we get to the additional airtime? No idea. It's a mystery. Now we had no idea in the other days. You could actually go left or right and select what trip you wanted to do. We got stuck on trip 1, level 3, and we never got past it. We just skip it and go on to trip 2. Just give it a whirl and see what it's got to offer. And of course, it's going to be more difficult. More enemies will be introduced, I'm sure. Ghosts that are throwing items out the windows. Cars are getting bigger. They can't stand on their roofs. So again, I'm just going to sprint through it and see what happens. But again, not a very long level, but they are going to get very difficult very quickly. They always do. But luckily, there's no water here. There's one power pellet. We got it. Getting shot by something, but there we go. Break time. Anyway, that's the first game on the list. We're going to move on to the next one. What a game it is. Pac-Land. Now, the reason why we never got past trip 1 is probably going to be the same reason I'm never going to get past trip 2. It's the evil diving boards. We tried so many times, we could not figure out how you get the maximum airtime. We tried so many different things. We tried running onto it, sprinting, jumping off of it, standing on it and jumping from it. We never actually got past it. But we just don't know how to do it. We tried and tried and tried and tried, but we just could not get past it. It's a mystery. But how do you get the maximum airtime? Don't know. We didn't know back then, I don't know now. But anyway, move on. There we go, my next pick, an absolute classic. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Heroes for some of you. Brilliant game, big fan of the cartoon, big fan of the arcade. Came out in 1999 by Konami. Okay, so the game is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a 1999 big arcade game released by Konami, based on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise, including the first animated series, which began airing 2 years before. In the game, up to 4 players control the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, batting through levels, defeating turtle enemies, including Krang, Shredder, and the Foot Clan. Released during the high point of popularity of the Ninja Turtles franchise, the arcade game was a worldwide hit, becoming the highest grossing independent arcade game of 1990 in the United States, and Konami's highest grossing arcade game. Versions for home versions soon followed, including the NES and a sequel, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Turtles in Time, was released in 1991. Which to this day I've still not played before, but this game got played loads. Every time we went to the arcade, 9 times out of 10 it was there, every time we saw it, we always had a go. Good memories to play this as a 2-player with my brother, but we never finished it before. It took quite a lot of money to complete this game back in the day. It was always good fun to play. And this game is not a very high scoring game at all. In fact, you get 1 single point for each successful kill. Now, of course, you can have up to 4 players. I've only ever played this with 2 players. Even on Xbox Live, only 2 players. It's always great fun. Now, I'm using Donatello, which is probably the best one in this game, because it's a long-range weapon. But Leonardo was a favourite in the cartoon, and I saw every single episode back in the old days. Now, at the moment of time, energy bar is okay, but you can replenish your energy by, believe it or not, picking up pizza, which is very well known for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But anyway, again, not a very long level for the first one. Boss battle at the end of it. But brilliant. We've got this April. Okay, time to save April O'Neil. Unfortunately, we cannot save her apartment. It's burnt to a crisp. However, I don't want to follow suit. We have a boss battle first. But anyway, great memories of this game. It's superb. Anyway, boss battle, which I believe is Rocksteady. The game was ported to NES in 1990. The version was titled Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, in order to avoid confusion with the previous NES game based on the franchise. Right, we have 23 points. Now, boss battles don't have energy bars. What they do have is when they're close to death, it's like the Flash. And the more they flash, the closer they are to death. However, this is a difficult boss. They always are. But I tend to hit and jump out of them. And 1 hit is normally enough. 2 if you're lucky, but you might get a counter-attack. So I tend to hit and jump out of there, which is why I think Donatello is the best weapon in this game. You want a long-distance weapon for this one. So anyway, hit and jump out of there. You can't be burnt to a crisp here. However, apartment is. Down there. As long as you're quick, you should be kicked in the face. Right, it's starting to flash, it's a good sign. However, energy is okay, but it could be so much better. But of course, it could be a lot more worse. Now, this first level doesn't have any pizza whatsoever. You can't replenish any of your energy, unless it's hidden in these places I don't know about, I'm not sure. Right, energy is not good. Hit and jump, hit and jump. 1 more, maybe 2. There you go, boom pow! Unfortunately, it's kidnapped again. They always do, don't they? There is the Shredder. What a game! Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, on to the next game. There we go, next one on the list. Is it Bird, is it Play? No, it's Jamie. But anyway, another superb game, copyright 1988 by Chiato Corporation. Okay, so the game is Superman, a 1988 arcade game released by Chiato featuring the DC comic character Superman. While not directly based on the original film series, but throughout the game, the Superman theme can be heard as background music. And again, a really, really good game. This one, again, we played it quite a lot, but we didn't get far. But we didn't actually realise this was 2 players, so we took it in turns on this one, but really difficult. But this time we've got a punch and a kick, which sends enemies to another screen, and also fire a fireball, which takes quite some time to charge. If you do it successfully, you can go through multiple enemies. If you pick up a yellow diamond, that makes it even stronger and easier to perform, which is why if I get it, which sometimes it's from barrels, I save for boss battles. To use it, you have to hold the punch button down. So if I've got it available, I use kicks. Because I throw barrels at other enemies. But again, not a very long first level, but you have 2 lives and a full energy bar. But you can go on foot or you can fly. But of course it's Superman. Who did not like Superman the other days? It's superb, love it. Right, also, boss battles are difficult, but they always are. But again, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they also flash when they're close to death. Can we get a diamond? Yes, we can. 1 of each. Superb. So now we're going to hit him with what we've got. So we're going to save it for the boss battle, which is around here. But it does take quite some time to charge. So I'm going to hit him in the air. When he's in the air, keep him there, but punch him in his legs. That should be enough. There you go. Brilliant. What a game. In the game, the player assumes the role of Superman and must fight through 5 levels to make the world safe again for the evil Emperor Zsasz. The character is exclusive in the game. The game can be played up to 2 players simultaneously, with the second player taking control of another Superman with a different colour costume. And what I like about this game is it has 3 stages per level, and they're all broken down in different sections, and now we're flying upwards. But again, we've been bombarded with lots of enemies, which again, you can use your fireballs whenever you want, if you've only got enough time to charge. Which is difficult, but anyway, we're still going. But yes, if you're doing it as 2 player, you have a different colour cape. Again, a difficult boss. This one's like the Human Torch. You've got to be in the right place at the right time. Charge up that fireball and hit him with what we've got. And keep him there. But getting hit drains a lot of energy. 1 more should do it. There you go. Boo boo pow. Okay, final section of this level. The first 4 levels have 3 parts. A side-scrolling part, followed by a vertical scrolling flying part, and a final side-scrolling shooter part, where Superman uses heat vision instead of kicks. You can also destroy and dodge obstacles such as rocks. Each part has a boss battle at the end. The final level has a main boss spaceship, and a side-scrolling shooter section at the beginning, and a final extra boss battle. But again, a really nice touch of the game. I love my shoot 'em ups. Now this one, you actually hold the fire button down, and also when you're charging up your projectile, if you're doing the on-foot ones, you can't actually move around while charging it, whereas this time you can actually charge it and keep moving around. So it's really, really good for boss battles. It allows you to sort of get ready for a section you want to try and confront without, you know, taking damage in the process. But anyway, energy does not replenish at the end of the stage unless you're picking up blue diamonds. Anyway, we're going to use those charging projectiles. But don't stay close for too long because the bullets will be too close together. It makes them more difficult to dodge. So move around all the time. It takes quite a few hits, but again, bosses flash when they're close to death. And I took a few hits there, I should be okay. But I don't want to lose it now. Got 2 lives and 2 energy bars remaining. And I'm assuming you earn additional lives through score. Okay. Fairly even Steven battle. I don't know who Steven is, but anyway, hopefully Superman will be victorious. There you go, boom pow, another superb game. On to the next game. There you go, flies off. Well done, Superman. There we go, next one on the list, another classic. This is Pang, copyright Mitchell, 1989. Okay, so the game is Buster Brothers, originally released in Japan as Poppin' World, also known in other markets as Pang. It's a 1989 action game released by Mitchell Corporations in arcades in 1989, and the 10th game released for Capcom's CP System arcade hardware. Basic gameplay is identical to much the earlier 1983 Japanese NSX game called Cannonball, also released in 1983 for the ZX Spectrum as Bubble Buster. Cannonball was made by Japanese publishers Hudson Soft and was licensed by Mitchell Corporation 6 years later to make Pang. And what a game! Now, I played this once on arcade. I can't remember where I saw it, but I didn't see it any other place apart from maybe Hastings or Folkestone. I cannot remember. It was with my dad. But I had no idea it was on the arcade. I played it on the Amiga to absolute death. I was absolutely blown away by it. Now, in this game, you don't get quite as many lives. They fought it long and hard because this time we're putting money in. So they don't want to start you off with lots and lots of lives. But again, it's really, really good. And it just proves how well the Amiga port was. It's really, really good. Now, we do have time limits, and you can also get additional lives with score, and also find them occasionally in blocks. Unless you have the gun, which is my least favourite weapon in this game. You cannot blow blocks up with a gun. The best weapon is the double harpoon, but also the claw is good as well. When it clings to the top, it stays there for a limited amount of time unless something hits it. But again, it really does play well. In the game, the players must finish a random world quest to destroy bouncing balloons that are terrorising Earth's landmarks and cities. The fight to save Earth begins at Mount Fiji, Japan, where players must pass 3 stages before moving on to the next location. Right, with freezing the time, the best combination is double harpoon, the timer, as well as the shield. The shield will let you take additional hits, but the double harpoon with the shield and the time is the ultimate. But anyway, fruit and vegetables does arrive on the scene by dropping from the sky, and you can also shoot it in the sky for additional points. I've already got 6 lives, so I've gained those very quickly. But the wildlife is there. Sometimes they can help you, but 9 times out of 10 it's getting in your way. But if you get hit by a bird, or maybe a snail, that makes you unable to fire for a short amount of time. The only one that doesn't temporarily disable your bullets is the crab. But the crab can help you, but again, it does get in your way sometimes, and that can block your bullet. But anyway, double harpoon is superb. And so is this version. The most difficult version is the CC4 version, because the balloons bounce slightly differently in that one. Also, you can't fire quite as often, even with a blaster. It's still a very good version, but the Amiga version is the ultimate. Normally the version I play first is the one I like the most. But anyway, absolutely outstanding. It's great to play it again, but yeah, I cannot remember. It was either Hastings or Folkestone, but I was with my dad, and I got quite far actually, I have to admit. I had no idea it was on the arcades. But anyway, let's see how we do. This is the Emerald Temple, and we've got shield and the grappling hook. But yes, the music in the Amiga is by far better than this version. Now that will stun you, even if you've got shield or no shield, so we cannot fire yet. But there we go. Bingo. Love it. Okay, last one. The conversions, all total Pang, were released across Europe by Ocean Software in 1990 for ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64, MJG, and the Amiga as well as the Atari ST. Right, unfortunately I don't have the grappling hook yet, but I believe it's called the power wire. But anyway, it's there. But this is Australia. You definitely will want the power wire here. But I don't have it, so I'm doing this the hard way. But yeah, I've got it here with 5 lives. But yes, you do start off with less, but where you tend to get them normally in other versions, you get them here as well. But of course, you do earn them from score as well. But anyway, 2 more remain, and we've got plenty of shields. So, wait for them to arrive here. If need be, I have to go up there. No, that's fine. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Boom! No, I don't want a gun. No, I don't want a gun. Oh, I've got it now. 3 guns! 3 shields, 4 guns! That slows it down a little bit. Oh, I don't want a gun. Mind, you're doing well with the gun, because you don't like it. This is a different level. But it's better to have the double harpoon, really. Oh, there we go. Let's talk about you. Have some of that. Oh, I'm happy with that. Oh, you nearly had the last hurrah there. I'll do it then. There we go. There you go. Next on the list, X-Men 902 by Konami. Okay, so the game is X-Men, a side-scrolling beat-em-up game produced and released by Konami in arcades in 1992, based on the Marvel Comics superhero team with the same name. The characters in the game are characters based on the 1989 cartoon X-Men, Pride of the X-Men. In the game, up to 6 players control the X-Men to defeat the arch-enemy, Magneto. The 6-player version of the game utilises 2 screens housed in a deluxe cabinet, one of the most highest-gross dedicated arcade games in 1992 in the United States, while the Amusement of Music Association nominated it as the most innovative new technology award. And what a game! Again, it's another side-scrolling beat-em-up, but again, it's brilliant. I love it. And great memories of playing it as a 2-player. I've not played it as 6 though, that'd be amazing. But in this game, you actually hit the enemies while on the floor. But yeah, that's Wolverine for you. But yes, you do have quite a lot of characters in this game. But yeah, playing it at 6 would be an amazing experience. But you do get energy on the way, and also there's one attack which will cost you energy to use it, which is great when there's enemies nearby, or surrounded should we say. So a bit like Streets of Rage 2, that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm playing as Wolverine, and again, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, not a high-scoring game. You have 1 single point for each successful kill. So we've got 19 points, which means we kill 19 enemies. But when you kill an enemy, they explode. But if they're not dead, you can hit them while they're down. Press down on fire to do it. You also jump in the air and attack in the air. Also boss battles, and these are like Metroid characters. The bigger they are, the more hits they're going to take. But again, it plays so good, it really is good. I cannot remember where we saw the arcades, but it was always great to play. Good memories too. Like there's some energy. Now boss battles, again, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, are very challenging. Again, they flash when they're close to death, which is a nice touch to this game, because a lot of these old school games, boss battles don't really tend to have energy. The occasional one does. But it's nice when you get sort of an idea of how much they've got to go until they die. But anyway, let's use that. Why not? That is fantastic. Body parts all over the place. There you go. Right, boss battle. This one is Pyro. This one's not too bad. This one you can actually box him into a corner. But again, he will flash when he's close to death. Hopefully we can keep him there. But I believe you do also earn additional lives with score. I think so. But again, we never completed on arcade. In fact, I don't think we completed any arcade game in the older days. But again, a great game to play. The player chooses one of 6 X-Men: Cyclops, Colossus, Wolverine, Storm, Nightcrawler, or Dazzler. The objective of the game is to stop villain Magneto from wreaking havoc on human civilization. They must fight through enemies from the comet, such as the hundreds of Sentinels, mutant crocodiles, Reavers, supervillains such as Pyro, Blob, Vertigo, Nimrod, White Queen, Juggernaut, and Mystique. Right, this is the Blob. And I have to admit, I don't know about this character, but he might be slow, but he's strong. And the trouble is, he can grab you very quickly and throw you across the screen. But as random as it sounds, it's best to hit him when he's speaking. Because when he's speaking, he doesn't attack you. But yeah, he'd already hit in the face by a mace, but when he's down, you've got to hit him in his face. But there we go. Now, so far, energy is maxed out, but using that ability will drain your energy, but it's a good way of doing it, and it's resulted well because now he's flashing. But yeah, flying kicks doesn't really sort of help here. But when he's speaking, getting attacking and quickly get out of the way. Again, a bit like Rocksteady from Mutant Hero Turtles, I suppose. Yeah, gotta be quick about it. But again, you want an enemy with long range. I suppose Blaze is probably the longest range in this game. He's down. I've got enough energy to do another special attack. Have some of that. There you go. Death to the Blob. There we go. Win for Wolverine. Superb. Brilliant game. Great to go back to. But again, another great memory. There you go, R-Type had to be in there somewhere, but probably not the one you was expecting, which is why it's a great memory for me. This is R-Type Leo, copyright 1992 by ORM Corporation. Okay, so the game, this is R-Type Leo, a 1992 horizontal scrolling shooter arcade game developed by Nanyo and published by IREM. It's a spin-off of R-Type series and the last R-Type entry to be released in arcades. In Leo, players take control of the Titan spaceship to travel through man-made mechanical planet Eden and destroy the supercomputer Major Core. The game was initially conceived as an original shoot-em-up by Nanyo before being retooled into an R-Type project by IREM. The title was met with positive reception from viewers and has since been re-released as part of .emu's 2010 IREM's Arcade Hits compilation. Now R-Type had to be in this list somewhere, but again, probably not the one you was expecting, but this is a great memory for me, but it's a shame I don't remember a lot about it. Now I've only saw this once, and I can't remember where I saw it, but I saw it in an arcade with my dad. My brother wasn't with me that time. But I had no idea it was a game on the arcade machine. I'd never seen it before. In fact, to this day, even though R-Type is my all-time favourite game of all time, I've never seen an arcade version. I have played the arcade version, but not on an official arcade cabinet. But anyway, I cannot remember where I saw it, but I was absolutely blown away by it. The game itself is not overly difficult, should we say. It was certainly not as difficult as the originals. I got quite far, so it was money well spent, but it was a great moment for me. Now, I do apologise how well this one... Well, should we say how well this is not performing? It doesn't look very good on my TV. It's nothing to do with the game capture. It's nothing to do with the PC. No hesitations or issues there. In fact, it's a really bad one. Now, I'm capturing this on my retro pad, which is basically a retro bit. But I'm using a controller, which is not the greatest controller. I'd rather use an arcade stick, but I don't have one for this device. But yeah, this ROM is not good. But anyway, it's crackly. There's issues with the scroll. But yeah, it's the same on my TV as well, so it's got nothing to do with the PC, but I'm trying to talk over it, it doesn't sound quite so bad, but I wanted to include it as it's a memory for me. So it'll just be short and sweet footage, but if you haven't played this game, it's quite different to the original R-Types. We don't have a force here. What we do have is these satellites, and you press one button, you actually detach all together and home in on the nearest enemy. And once it's done the damage, at the moment it has, it then home back onto your spacecraft. But also, pressing back and forward, you actually switch which direction you want the bullets to go, which is a nice touch. So we can collect the blue, green, or the red weapons, again, like the R-Types. But boss battles also feature. Boss battles shouldn't be too bad, because it's not going to be scrolling at the same time, so it won't be so bad. But again, I do apologise how well it's performing here. But anyway, you do get beam bar, but not in the same way. But I still think it's a really, really good game. I love it. What I must get in the future is some sort of retro pie system. That way I can play it absolutely brilliantly. No problems, no delays, and no scoring issues. But it's still R-Type, I absolutely love it. But anyway, let's see how we do. That's it with that, that should be enough. Boom boom pow. I wanted to include more, but due to the problem I'm having, that's more than enough. But there we go, R-Type Leo. Well, I have to admit, on my TV, the scroll isn't fantastic. And of course, we've got the problems with the sound, but on the PC, it probably looks better on the PC than it does on my TV. So what you're seeing for this video is probably a bit better than what I'm seeing. But anyway, I still love it. It's still R-Type. Yes, it's not scrolling all that well. It doesn't sound fantastic. It's still R-Type. I'm still enjoying it. But yeah, it looks better on the PC than it does on my TV. So it probably would make more sense for me to look at the PC rather than my TV, even though my TV's bigger. But there we go, boom pow! What a game. I have to admit, these bosses, I don't remember them being this difficult, but they are very, very challenging. So many bullets going all over the place. But those satellites are very handy, but you can't use them immediately, only when they're available, when the beam is full. You've got to wait a little bit of time before you can use it. Yeah, it takes some time, but it gets there. Once it gets there, it's very powerful, and it gets you out of some difficult situations. Don't know how much more it takes. Can't be much more. There we go. Another one bites the dust. Boom and pow. Brilliant. There we go. Next on the list, Simpsons. Another superb game on the arcade. 1901, Konami, all rights reserved. Okay, so the game is The Simpsons, an arcade beat-em-up game developed and published by Konami. Released in 1991, it was the first video game based on the Simpsons franchise to be released in North America. The game allows up to 4 players to control members of the Simpsons family as they fight various enemies to rescue and kidnap Maggie. It was a commercial success in the United States and was one of the top 3 best-selling arcade video game machines in 1991. It was ported to Commodore 64 and MS-DOS soon after its launch on arcades and was released as the Simpsons arcade game on those platforms. It was also released under that title on Xbox Live Arcade for Xbox 360, PlayStation Network, PlayStation 3 on February 2012. However, since then it's been removed from those services. But in 2021, Arcade 1UP announced that we would release it a 30th Anniversary Edition, Home Cabinet Edition. Which sounds cool, and again, a great memory playing this on arcades. Played it as 2-player with my brother, but not played it with 3 or 4. That'd be a good thing to do. Even on Xbox Live Arcade, I played it on there, but only as 2 players. It's still good fun to play. I think they still have it on Xbox Live 360 version. But Double Dragon is a different story. That was also on Xbox Live Arcade, but when I went from my Xbox original to Elite, I lost that version. But Simpsons I've still got on there. But anyway, you can also get additional energy. In this one, an apple is a little bit, but a burger is a lot more than that. Some apples you can find in trees. We are using Bart Simpson, but like all those other games, again, not a high-scoring game. You've got 21 points, which means you killed 21 enemies. There we go, pick up a bowling ball, just in time for boss battle. Again, pretty much the same thing. Enemies will flash when they're close to death. I don't know who this one is. This is a bit like Barney, but I'm not 100% sure. But again, difficult tactic, but again, we need a long-range weapon, and a skateboard is a good one, but then Maggie uses a vacuum cleaner. But Simpsons is a good one. Bart Simpson's one of my favourite characters in this, of course. We've got to try and rescue Maggie. But again, the first level is not overly long, but I've taken a few hits already. But again, hit and get out of there. Now, I don't tend to use the flying kick much. It does help sometimes, but again, you get a quick counter-attack in very quickly, very easily. To keep your distance. But again, no time limit here. This one takes quite a few more hits. Every so often these trousers fall down, so yeah, try and get a few hits in while that happens. Right, he's not in a good way, but I'm not much better. Again, keep your distance where you can. It's rare to get past the first level without dying. But I've never seen it on the CG4 before. There you go, look at the energy bar. There we go. This game also has bonus stages, so I'll include one of this video. But again, another great memory playing this in the older days on arcade with brother. Pretty much every single arcade we went to, there was always a version there. It was always good to see. Always good to play. Bonus stage. Right, hit the buttons. We've got to use A and B in this case.
After Maggie. Ready? Go!
Basically, you have a short period of time to try and blow up the balloon as quickly as possible. Do it before everyone else for the maximum score. There we go. Our winner. What do we get? 64 points. Again, not a high-scoring game, but it's a great game. Simpsons Arcade.
Time to hunt.
There we go. My next pick, Alien vs Predator. Another brilliant game. Great fun to play on arcades.
Round 1.
Okay, so the game is Alien vs Predator, a 1994 beat-em-up video game developed and released by Capcom for the CPS2 arcade game system. It's based on the science fiction franchise of the same name. In the game, the player can control up to 3 of the 4 cyborg and Predator characters against the evil hordes and the human rogue soldiers. The game was well received from public and the media publications, but was never ported to any home system. Again, remember playing this in all the days. I can't remember where we saw it, but every time we saw it, we always had a go. But big fans of the film, which is why I picked this one. But I have to admit, it's been a few I've had to leave out for this video. But anyway, it's absolute carnage. Now, we are a predator, and there's aliens all over the place. And this game, predators can eat pizza and drink soft drink. So what do you do to replenish your energy? And energy does drain a lot slower on this one, and you take more hits. And also, it's a much higher scoring game, which is done by Capcom this time. Now, if you take hits, you can also drop your weapon. We've got to be quick to pick up again. But anyway, again, a short and sweet level, but boss battle is arriving on the scene. But again, just great memories playing this on arcade. It's such a good game. Right, it's a trap. Right, okay. Now, we also have a gun on this one, but when it's overheating, you've got to wait for it to cool down. But also, you can attack in the air and, yeah, use a special power, which is that. It's fantastic. But yeah, keep your food topped up. Finding crates as well as points along the way. Do whatever you can to keep it going. But anyway, at the moment of time, anything's okay. It's a piece of cheese. Did you know predators eat cheese? Did you know predators eat soft drinks? Or drink soft drinks? You do now. Right, let's get into a corner. Keep him there. But don't use your weapon in the process. Keep him there. Burn into a crisp. Keep him there. Once it's replenished, you use it as many times as you want. Once it's overheated, you've got to wait for it to replenish itself. Right, energy's good. Energy's good. Energy is fantastic. And it's nice to see an energy bar on the boss battle. There we go. Look at him go. Incinerated him. There you go. Well done. What a game. Again, great to go back to. Predator Warrior. Did you see what I got there? Vital, enemy and attack bonuses and a finisher bonus. There we go, next on the list is Asterix. Probably my second most played arcade game, but it is absolutely outstanding. Again, it's Konami, copyright 1992. Okay, so the game is Asterix, a horizontal-scrolling beat-em-up arcade game released in 1992 by Konami, based on the French comic series Asterix and Obelix. The player assumes the role of either Asterix the Gaul or his best friend Obelix and take on the might of the racist Roman Empire. Asterix includes a variety of humorous finishing moves that demonstrate the game's abstract mode. The artwork and feel of Asterix remains true to its French source material, and the game's many humorous touches, such as the way defeated legionnaires pull away, will be instantly familiar with the fans of the comic book and the cartoon series. Despite the game being developed by a Japanese company, all the text of the game is in English or French. And again, what a game! Absolutely love playing this in the arcades. This is my second most played arcade. Third, I think, was probably Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And first is next on the list. And if you know me very well, you probably know what it all is. But again, it's great to go back to. And also, there's a slight issue with the sound on this one, but hopefully it's not too bad. Not as bad as what was heard and seen also on Outtakes Leo. But again, I love the finishing touches to it. I love the finishing moves to it. It's a really comical game. And of course, I did like to watch Asterix on the cartoons. I wasn't really into the comics. But I remember my brother recording quite a few of them on video. So it's always nice to watch that back as well. Quite a few of them used to appear on Christmas Day morning or Boxing Day morning, or maybe even Christmas Eve morning. But again, we recorded them and watched them back quite a few times. Now again, energy bar is here, but again, it does drain very quickly. But of course, you can earn more score in this one. But you can slap them in the face, and slam them on the ground, you can squish their heads, you can jump, you can attack in the air, and also swing through the trees like Tarzan. But you cannot ride a horse. You can knock them off the horse. But anyway, it's difficult when you've got one enemy on either side of you. But again, you can hit them with your bottom. There's food on the floor. Pick that up for additional energy. I don't think it's going to replenish all of it. It might do. But chicken is going to fill it up most of it anyway. But again, boss battles are in this game. And again, they are challenging. But try and save the energy. But again, we've got one either side of me, which is not a good thing. But you can throw enemies off the screen and throw enemies into other enemies. It's a really, really cool game. I love it. But it's been absolutely years since I last played this. But it's always great to go back to. But again, maybe in the future I'll get myself a better device which will make these perform a little bit more better with no sound issues. But anyway, boss battle. Now again, it's rare. I only got past this first level without dying. But if you time it right, you can actually hit the spears. But we do have a boss energy bar here, which is probably not much different to mine at the moment of time. Can we hold them off? I don't know. There we go, they run off. Superb. Again, a magnificent game. Did it with the skin of my teeth though. That is Asterix. There we go, final one on this list. My most played arcade game of all time. This is Shinobi.
Mission 1.
Okay, so the game is Shinobi, a side-scrolling hack-and-slash action game produced by Sega, originally released for arcade on the Sega System 16 board in 1987. The player controls Ninja Joe Musashi to stop a Zed terrorist organisation for kidnapping students of his clan. Shinobi was a major commercial success in arcades. It topped monthly Japanese arcade chart in December 1987 and became Mega's highest growing arcade conversion kit of 1988 and one of Mega's top 5 conversion kits of 1989. It adapted by Sega as a Master System game console, followed by conversions for the NES, PC Engine and various home computers. And it's my most played arcade of all time. This game is sensational. I cannot fault it. It's brilliant. It was re-released as a downloadable emulation version for the original arcade game for the Wii and Xbox 360. The arcade game joined the Nintendo Switch in January 2020 through the Sega Ages series. Shinobi's success inspired various sequels and spin-offs of the Shinobi series. But yeah, this got played loads, it really did. I remember once we went to the south of France, and bear in mind I was at school, it was summer holidays, we had 6 weeks off. I believe we went for 3 or 2 weeks, something like that. It was a camping holiday in La Sirène. And I remember my dad giving us some spending money, but we had an arcade there. Now, some of the arcades I can remember, and some of them a bit of a blur, but I do remember this being there, and I was absolutely delighted with that. And bear in mind, it was quite some time ago, currency was francs, it wasn't euros, this got played loads. And one time, I got to about level 3, maybe 4, something like that, and I had about 5 people watching me. And it was quite terrifying, but also quite a nice experience in a way. But one time, one person wanted to help me, and I was like, no, you can't stop me now, I'm in my zone here. But unfortunately, it didn't result in a completion, but it was always a nice experience to have so many people watching me. A bit like a stream, I suppose. But anyway, boss battle. Now, what we've got to try and do here is shoot him right in the face. Now, I didn't actually mean to do that. I pressed the wrong button, but if you don't use that, you gain 5,000 points. Now, it's good for killing enemies and good for stunning boss battles. Now, his attack patterns is very, very difficult to master. These fireballs go all over the place. But you've got to shoot him right in the face, which is not good on a controller. It's much better to do on an arcade stick. But there we go. Mission clear. Boss defeated.
Mission 1. Finish.
Right, the good old bonus stage. Right, now it's very, very rare I got past these. Not only on Shinobi, but also Shadow Dancer. If you do it successfully and don't get kicked in the face, you earn additional life. But it's very, 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 very rare I got past it. Now this one is very fast paced, but already I've been kicked in the face. So once again, I failed. There we go. The protagonist Musashi's standard weapon is a limited supply of shurikens and punches as well as kicks. Rescuing certain hostages will grant him an upgrade, replacing throwing stars with a gun. An up-close attack will become a katana slash. Musashi's ninjutsu technique can be used once per stage to clear the screen of all enemies or damage a boss. Depending on the stage, the 3 ninjutsu techniques are the thunderstorm, the tornado, and a double dangle attack. But don't use it and you gain 5,000 points, but sometimes you have to. Enemies include the punks, mercenaries, ninjas, and the Mongolian swordsman guarding a hostage. Musashi can bump into the enemies without harm, but only be killed by struck by an enemy attack, hit by a projectile, or fall into a bottomless hole. Then the stages restart, but any saved hostages stay saved. That's a good thing. The station on the bottom left, how many we've still got to save. Top left is how many lives we've got. But we still have the shurikens. Now, when you hit a swordsman, if he's still alive, then the sword will turn back to him, a bit like a boomerang. But if you kill him, the sword will go off the screen. But the gun really does help with those swordsmen. But anyway, we've got it. 2 more to rescue. We have 1 minute 22 left on the clock. The time limit is 3 minutes per stage. The bonus stage are awarded for time, with additional bonuses for retaining the ninjutsu technique, except for the 5th level, if only using the melee attacks. Extra lives awarded for achieving certain scores, completing the bonus round, and rescuing a special hostage. Right, that's enough statistic reading, Jamie. Let's see what we can do. Let's try and get past this level. The next boss is a helicopter which is called the Black Turtle. But anyway, 1 more to rescue. Don't lose your head. You can't actually lose your head. But anyway, that was certainly the mark. Right, go to the next stage. Risk it for well and biscuit. There we go. What a game. What a memory to play this on arcade. Okay, let's put an end to this video. Let's end it with a boss battle. This is the Black Turtle. But like the first boss, the area we got to shoot is very, very small indeed. You've got to shoot the bottom left of the helicopter while avoiding the ninjas and the occasional missile that comes your way. But again, if you want to use the magic, yes, it helps. Want to get points? Don't use it. But anyway, it does tell you up the top how many more times you've got to hit it. We can shoot the missiles, but we're getting boxed into a corner. But it's fine, we're actually behind it now. I have to admit, this has never happened before. But anyway, we've got to get to the front of the helicopter, not the back of the helicopter. Let's use it, shall we? Let's end it with Boom Boom Pow. There we go. Boom Boom Pow. Death to the Black Turtle. Win for Shinobi. But there we go. Absolutely fantastic. The end of my video. Hope you enjoyed it.
Finish.
Okay, well, that's the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll leave you with a few outtakes. This is Jamie with Wallace Games. Please like, comment, share. Please subscribe to my channel. Please friend, please over Twitch. There's something Wallace Games. If you find it fairly easy, please click the bell icon and notify you if I've edited. The little videos, your special on-page cheats, have been making, and live streams every Friday night. You can time 8 o'clock, some other weeks. This is easy. Ciao, bye. See ya. A platform game directly released by Namco and in Europe by Atari Games. Controlling Pac-Man in the player must. It's distributed in North America by Bailey Midway and in North Europe by Atari Games. Atari. Okay, so the game is Pac-Man, a 1984 side-scrolling arcade platform game. Developed released by Namco. I thought this would be simple. It's not. It's not simple. Okay, for my next choice, gone for Pang. This is a superb game. Love it. Passive. Superman. While not directly based on the original film series, the how do you pick up? Oh, like that. Oh. Okay, this is Superman, a 1988 arcade video. Pooh! Pooh, Jamie! No! Unbelievable. While not directly based on the original film series, throughout much of the game, the Superman main... Pooh, Jamie! No! My lord, what's going on? Simpsons, an arcade beat 'em up developed by Konami, released in 1991. It's the first video game based on the Simpsons franchise to be released in North America. The game follows... No. The game allows, Jamie. The game allows 4 players to a team with the same name. The character design of the characters was... X-Men, a side-scrolling beat-em-up game produced and released by Konami in doesn't sound overly loud, does it? Testing 1, 2, 3. Let's just try this out. The character design of the characters in the game are based around the 1889. That's very, very old, Jamie. 1989. In Shinobi, the player controls a modern-day ninja named Joe Musashi. Musashi, working kidnapping students of his clan. Shinobi was a murder commercial of 7. It went on to become America's highest grossing arcade version in 1988 and again on Mega's top 5 commercial killer Musashi, who has to stop a terrorist organization named Zed after originally released for arcades in 1987. In Shinobi, the player controls a modern-day ninja named Joe Musashi, who has to stop a terrorist organisation and get shot in the face by something I didn't even see. Yeah, with that because it was the only good arcade there.